What's up, superfans? It is Fit Nerd from Superheroes Ultimate, and today we're going to be unboxing Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke Uchiha. Super stoked to get this figure in my hands. This is one of my favorite characters of the Naruto series due to the fact of his really hardcore origin story. I mean, his entire family, his entire clan was killed when he was a young boy. His entire goal was basically to kill his brother because he was just evil. Always very grim, always very dark, seems depressed and pissed off most of the time. But he's a badass and I really love him. Now, as we've seen in the other anime heroes, they keep in that theme with the brush strokes around, with the awesome art. You can see from the side, you can put them all together like anime book collections. Very awesome packaging. I'm super impressed with the packaging itself. All right, let's open it up. So as you can see, he has a bunch of accessories with him. He has different types of hands that you can switch out. He has his powers and he has his sword. Hairdo is totally on point. I love the textured layers here. Like the belt is totally a separate piece. Even this tiny little piece right here of fabric, which is not really fabric, but it's meant to look like fabric, is a separate piece. If you take this off right here, because I know he comes off with the joints, most of the anime heroes do, you could remove it and you could see that this is all different textures right here. Look at this, all different layers. And also, if you notice right here at the side, when you lift up his arm, you can see that there's like a little tiny opening right here, and it's kind of odd. I'm not sure if there's a possible way to take off his shirt so he could look cool, but you know, he's rocking his abs right there. So he can kind of go shirtless, I guess, but I don't want to take the chance of removing the head and then I break it or something. So I don't really want to risk that. Another thing is that even if it does come off and he's shirtless, he still has the sleeves right here, which are not possible to take off because it is part of the actual mold on the arms. But articulation wise is awesome. I mean, he can move all the way around, he can move all the way up. It has all of the joints right here. It's perfect for a ninja figure that needs all of that type of articulation to pose him in really cool fighting ways and fighting moves. Even has, I like that it has these really flexible ball joints at the ankle over here. So you can actually go into different types of movements and poses. The articulation in this is really cool. Flexibility wise on the legs itself, let's do the butt test. So he can reach right around here, that's about it. But he doesn't really need that much articulation, at least this way, because most of the moves are standing poses and most of the actual focus will be on his hands. He has plenty of interchangeable hands, which I really love. As far as paint, there isn't that much paint other than his face, which is basically his eyes right here in the back, the symbol, and I believe right around here, just about his toes is just, it looks like it's paint. But everything else is actually just from the mold itself. So there's not that much to worry about scratching up the paint on it. Alright, so the hand that he actually holds it in is the one that he already comes with straight out of the box. So keep that in mind. I believe the other hand also, he can also hold it because it's almost the same mold. Now the cool thing is that they took into consideration, if you look at the mold on the flame here, it actually meshes up perfectly with his hand so he can hold it properly. Check that out. That is pretty damn cool design right there from Bandai. I really truly love that they actually took into consideration to make it almost an exact mold of his hand, so whichever way you move it, it's easier to pose him without trying to do a balancing act. So when it comes to the hand molds are pretty damn awesome because it has all of the ninjutsu style hands that you would require. The fist one is kind of a fist. It's meant to be open because he holds the sword in both hands, either or. You can hold it in either hand. Of course, you have the ninjutsu hand right here to do the jitsu. You have the open palm, which can hold the flame on either hand. So this is a really cool mix and match. You could do it on any hands. You could do different types of moves. You can do different types of combinations with all these interchangeable hands. Now, since we have both interchangeable hands with an open fist, you have 3 pairs of interchangeable hands. Now, I thought that this would actually be a cover for the sword, but it's actually just meant for display purposes. When I took this off and tried to put in the sword, obviously, see, it doesn't work. So it's not meant to be a holder for the sword, like so. So you can just hold this and the power, or you can actually hold the sword itself, or you can switch up the hands. So you can switch up the hands to both having the open fist, one holding the sword, and of course, you already know that he took it out of here, so you can actually take off the bottom piece, and he's just holding the actual top cover. So it kind of gives it the illusion that he took it out of here, out of the casing from the sword. So I think that's really cool attention to detail. So from a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it a definite 8. It won't be a solid 10. It's not perfect because it does have these little tiny blemishes right here, and this weird thing where it could kind of take off the shirt. But even if you do manage to get off that shirt, he has those sleeves right here. But it is really cool. I mean, it's really detailed. The hair is spot on. The hair alone, out of a 1 to 10, is definitely a solid 10. Facial expression, solid 10. Overall figure, how it looks, is a solid 10, for sure. Posability, well, let's try them out.